Hello, everyone. We are very happy to have you here in our UNESCO Center for Peace, Peaceland YouTube channel. We are here with Her Majesty Queen Mother Dòwòti Désir Hounon Houna II. We are honored to have you here. She is now she is a queen mother of our times. She has amazing experience. She's an educator, author, activist. She's a thought leader in spiritual reparations, heritage tourism, and postmodern human geography. But most of all, a passionate woman. And we are just blessed to be here with you today. It is an honor to finally meet you and for us to have this interview.
Oh, I'm delighted to be here with you, Ms. Garcia. It's my pleasure. And it's a great honor to be with all of you young people as well.
Of course, yes, we're very happy to have you here in that platform. So, well, first of all, I know that just starting off, our delegates would be really interested in knowing about your title. We are used to just idealizing royalty, but getting to know a person from royalty is very, very different from the image that we have. So would love to know more about it.
Okay. Well, I'm a queen mother in the city of Ouidah, Benin, the Republic of Benin, which is based in West Africa. I have had this mandate for the past year and a half, but was officially coronated in January 2020. My responsibilities at the palace is very much connected to the administration of the palace, its management, its economic development, and making sure that the young people at the palace have all of the opportunities that the world has to offer them. I have a partner, His Majesty Dada Dagbo Hounon Houna, who is a religious leader in West Africa, actually globally. And so together we work to bring our communities to a place of peace in traditional culture, and to really bring all of the resources that we can to the communities who depend upon us. And so the Queen Mother, actually, it's not a fairy tale thing. It's real work. It's real work. And I do have quite a few responsibilities, and many people who are dependent upon me, not just in Benin, but in other parts of the African world, where particularly our spiritual traditions are known and embraced. So
Yeah, well, for me, it's really special to get to know more about it, and especially African. I just think is amazing, and also with it, you have visited over 90 countries around the world. And not only that, but you have photographic work available in exhibitions, books, and artist talks. So, on that matter, I would love to know why have you chosen photography for you to show your work?
well, as a child, my father gave me a camera, and actually, it wasn't so much that he gave me the camera, but on the camera, one of the first words I understood, I was able to read by myself in English, was the word Honeywell. And there was a camera company called Honeywell. And I arrived in the United States from Haiti, which is in the Caribbean, and of course had no knowledge of English. But I was learning it, and when I was about 5, which is when I came here, I read that word Honeywell and then learned how to use the camera. And I was always involved in the visual arts, whether it was as a painter, or someone who would write about art history. I made a point of uh, using that as a tool to communicate. And so, as excuse me, so as I grew up and I became more and more interested in our history as African descendants, um, uh, I had the opportunity to travel throughout the Americas, Europe, and Africa so that I could help tell our story that is a very painful chapter in human history when it comes to the transatlantic slave trade. But I felt a need to tell it. And it wasn't just my decision, but it was also very much connected to my spiritual belief system. I am a priestess of voodoo, which is an African-based tradition that has been vilified, and everybody thinks, "Oh my God, she's doing terrible things." But in fact, voodoo is a word that means peace and to search for peace. It is a word and it is a spiritual practice and philosophy that encourages us to connect with our environment, to connect with our ecology, to honor and respect the people in our communities, young people, adults, elders. And so we are also very much connected to those who came before us, to our ancestors. And at one point I realized it was our collective ancestors, particularly for those of us of African descent, who were guiding my path and helping me to travel all over the world to document this piece of our history that none of us wants to talk about, but needs to be known. There is this notion of Sankofa. It is the bird that looks behind itself, and it's looking behind while its feet are moving forward, because you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you've come from. And so that is a piece of inspiration that I hope all of our delegates will take to heart.
Wow, yes. And also a word that you mentioned a lot, and that it has, well, it was one of the main points I touched in the summer program and has become a necessity for humankind, and it is peace. And you say it in such a way in which it is not the flowery, idealistic, utopian image of peace, but really one that can really become a reality. And on that matter, I would love uh, to show our delegates the video of your initiative with GoFundMe.
Thank you.
Perfect. So let's get on with it. All right. Yes, and very happy about your work, and for you to share it with us.
I'm
So
delighted.
let's watch.
You might want to increase the volume.
Yes, I already increased the volume. Let's restart it. Great. This initiative just brightens up my day, and most of all, uh, because all of our platform, and I know that all of our delegates at least got, in this case, $5, and they can donate and they can help, and that is just to say the least. So. I would love for you to talk us more about the initiative, its process, how has it been going?
Yes. First of all, thank you for sharing this video. And yes, on GoFundMe, you can make a contribution as small as $5. Because if all of you make a $5 contribution, that's actually going to allow me to purchase maybe another 10 or more solar generators, portable solar generators. When I think that Voodoo is about the search for peace, peace means security. It means personal security. And for young people, it means being sure that you have the right to be educated, to learn, to prosper, to find happiness. We're all very fortunate because we have our laptops, we have our smartphones, we have our tablets, and we can connect. But imagine where you would be without that. Would you be able to learn? Would you be able to study? No. It becomes, no, let me take that back. It becomes more difficult. It becomes more difficult. And so with children whose lives are in the traditional sector, there's even more of a challenge. They don't have access to the technology that we do. In fact, in the school, there's no electricity. So instead of seeking laptops, I decided to get solar power generators instead. That way we can connect with the technology when we have it. It's hard to do the homework in the dark, So the school has been in existence for 25 years. It was founded because these young people who embraced their indigenous African-based religions were discriminated against. And so His Majesty Dada Désir Hounon founded the school. I've now, as the Queen Mother of the Palace, I've made it a personal mission to make sure that power continues. But it means that I have to bring everything up to date, rebuild the infrastructure, but I want to do this in a way that is also respectful of our traditions. And we do is what we call an eco-theological tradition. That is spiritual practice. Like so much of what we find in Latin America is very much connected to the earth. The trees and flowers and the movements of the sun and the moon. Everything is energy. And so instead of getting gasoline or diesel-powered generators in an effort to meet the 2020 the 2030 SDG goals, the Sustainable Development Goals, and connect that to these fundamental principles that we find in Voodoo, in Santeria, in Wikini, Paul Mayombe, Pandamble, all of the African-based religions that we find on both sides of the Atlantic, including Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo, all of these places, Venezuela, Colombia, there are huge, El Salvador, there are huge Afro descended populations there. And people who have held on to their cultural traditions and who are proud of that. And it is the pride and the knowledge of these traditions that has enabled us to survive over 450, almost 500 years of enslavement. So it is important that these traditions be upheld and that we understand that our work has always been about spiritual practice, about honoring Mother Earth, about, again, our collective sensibilities to make sure that we have a future that is clean, that is healthy for all of us. So buying these solar power generators is going to enable me to not only honor those traditions, but also fulfill development goals that all of you are well aware of, and to make sure that the future of these young people and all of you, because all of our lives are connected, is in fact it's a better one, it's a cleaner one, it's a safer one, it's a healthier one.
Yes, yes, exactly. And I on this point, I do think is very important to point out that for the majority of kids and teenagers right now, without a cell phone or a tablet or a laptop, they wouldn't be able to be educated. Um, some countries have implemented various initiatives, including Mexico. But on that matter, I do think it's really important for our delegates to understand that $5 can do make a difference, and that if you start summing up those $5 from every single delegate, we would, in fact, if we would do that, we would have $2,500, which would be amazing. um, and most of all, because there has been this image of Africa as being in need, but these initiatives show us that it does not take much for us to have a tangible improvement, and especially in a sector that is so needed right now. Actually, the Secretary General just mentioned how um, education has shifted, and this is a space for us either to improve or to worsen in education, and we can take the lead into improving it. And I know, Your Majesty, that with this proposal, um, we really could see change, and I can't imagine the face of those kids when they receive their tablet, when they see the solar panels, and the whole community just celebrating and dancing and just being thankful for having people like you that really work for the improvement of society. um yes, no, and I want to tell you that I am honored. It is truly special for me to be in touch with a person in royalty. But you are such a charming person. You have so much energy and you're so passionate about peace. And I love it. We very much appreciate and know that this won't be the last of our interviews, and I hope that we can have a next one talking about the advancement of GoFundMe and for our delegates to donate. Okay, I have an eye. Okay, you have uh, the page of GoFundMe I am going to put it in the description of the video for you to please go and donate. And overall, Your Majesty, it was an honor having you here. You have my best wishes. I will make sure for this link to be shared in the UNESCO Center for Peace platform. And thank you very much for this space.
Thank you, and thank all of you. And on behalf of the young people in Benin, on behalf of our students, know that you have our heartfelt thanks and gratitude. Thank you.
No, thank you. Um, this is your Youth Ambassador in Mexico, Luna Garcia, and we thank you, Your Majesty.